Well, hello, I'm Michael Mullins, and I've been at Michigan Tech probably too long, but a very long time, and I've done a lot of different things. And what I'd like to talk about today is a piece of collaborative, or highly collaborative research that we've been doing for about the past 10 years, both here and with several collaborators at Johns Hopkins, RPI, and other places. In fact, some of this research started a little bit when Adrian was an undergraduate, and we talked about this very topic when she was a junior at Michigan Tech. Okay, well, what I've been looking at is using materials to help align and guide the regrowth of broken nerves, or fractured and transected nerves. And the motivation is that there's over 11,000 spinal cord injuries each year, and as we all know, these are very debilitating and usually last for life. Now, there's been a lot of ideas for trying to fix broken spinal cords over the past century, and usually they involve one of three things: either removing scar at the end of this nerve, that the glial scar which occurs after a nerve is damaged, putting a scaffold or a bridge across the damaged section, or increasing the intrinsic growth rate by using stem cells or something like that. And combined strategies might be used. Well, the idea I had many years ago when I first went to talk to Adrian was maybe we can use aligned materials to do this. I think in that case it was collagen, right? But since then we've been looking at, you skipped ahead. Since then we've been looking at using nanofibers, Electrospun from PolyLactic-Acid to guide the nerve growth. And you can actually see how well it works in vitro, because when you put a DRG, a ganglion cell, on a plane surface, it grows into a halo, which is all tangled. You put it on the fibers, it extends along the length of the fibers. So if we could do the same thing in a transected spinal cord for a rat, and that's what we actually did at Johns Hopkins, maybe we could help regrow the spinal cord in the rat. We did 180 rat studies at Johns Hopkins Medical School a few years ago, and we saw an amazing amount of regrowth in the spinal cord of the rats. It's the first time it's ever been demonstrated in a mammalian species. And unfortunately, even though we had significant regrowth of the spinal cord, the function was not as quickly regained. Well, why is this? Well, one of the thoughts is if you have a computer and you rip the wires out of your computer, it won't work very well. But if you randomly put the wires back in, it won't work much better. So maybe we need to provide stimulatory cues about where the signals need to go. And so, I guess my slide ran out, but we actually have developed an artificial axon with a conductor core and an insulated sheath to provide stimulus to help the axons find their way. Okay, thanks.